But number 10, like Mbappe was wearing number 10, Messi was wearing number 10. It's a big number with Satan. Did you see how Jim Carrey did that manifestation that he would make $10 million in the
Was
next...
this 10 or 20?
No, it's 10. It was 10 million over a 10-year period. And in gematria, Satan equals 55 and 10. And 55 is the 10th Fibonacci and the 10th triangular number. So all these 10s connect to Satan. Satan in gematria is 10. But if you go and it's 55, which is the 10th Fibonacci and triangular number. So that's why Tom Brady, the GOAT, the last Super Bowl he won was Super Bowl 55, and it was his 10th Super Bowl appearance. So if it is 7 and 3, so the 55 and the 10, they connect. But going back to 1966, England beat Germany 4-2. I'll go into that number in great detail. 4-2. Number 10 got a hat trick, and 42 heavily connects to war in gematria. The word war equals 42. So does World War. And there was a 33-degree Freemason called Albert Pike. He predicted 3 world wars. He died on 4-2. Now, Pele, who many believe is the greatest footballer of all time because he's the only player to ever win 3 World Cups, he died on Albert Pike's birthday, who predicted 3 world wars. And I said Pele would die in 2022, years before. And he died on 12/29, which is the 201st prime number. 1,229 is the 201st prime number. And Argentina and France, who got to that final, they both finished with a 2-0-1 standing in the group stage. The 201 again is huge. Like the World Trade Center went from 2 buildings to 0 to 1. When Messi resided in Qatar, he was in B201. Jorge Maria Bergoglio was the name of Pope Francis. That equals 201, and he resided in Suite 201 in the Vatican. The moon landing, the 201st day of the year. Tom Brady threw for 201 yards in his last Super Bowl. Donald Trump's first day in office as the 47th US president, 20th of January, 201. You had Event 201, which foreshadowed the pandemic. So the 201, but I ultimately believe when people ask me, so what does it represent? I believe it's Revelation 21. Okay, so Revelation 21, if you can read that out. I was trying to figure out what's the 201s. There's so many of them. Well, I think it comes down to that verse in Revelation.
You want me
Yeah,
to
if you
read
could
the
just
whole
read it.
21?
Yeah, it's Revelation 21.
Oh, 20?
Yeah, Revelation 20 and then hyphen 1.
And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the key to the abyss and holding in his hand a great chain.
Yeah, so what I started to do with the work that I was doing, I was connecting it all to the scripture, in particular Revelation. So 201 has these connections with 9/11. We know all about 9/11, and people are like, why on that date? So originally I came to realize 11 was big on that day. It was the 11th day of the month. It was in New York, the 11th state. The Twin Towers looked like an 11th.
New York is in 11th state?
It's the 11th state. And do you know who the president was during 9/11?
Of course, Bush.
Yeah, Jr. But George Bush Sr. gave his New World Order speech 9/11, 1990, exactly 11 years before 9/11. This is the father-son connection, which you get a lot with the Bible, like George Bush Jr. and Sr., LeBron James, Bronny James. There's a lot of these father-son connections that are coming out. I think it's blasphemy to God, but the 9/11 is...
You're actually correct. Herbert Walker Bush gave his well-known New World Order speech to Congress on September 11th, 1990.
So exactly 11 years before 9/11, 9/11, 2000.
And 1990 is 199, 9/11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. So the 9/11 is just like Neo's passport ran out in the Matrix, didn't it? 9/11, 2001.
Yes.
Which is quite incredible because that movie came out in 1999.
Correct.
And Neo was born 3/11, the character Neo. And 3:11 p.m. is the 911th minute of the day, which is quite incredible. 3:11 p.m. is the 911th minute of the day. Now, 3/11 is greatly significant because that's when COVID was declared a global pandemic, wasn't it?
You're right, 9/11, yes.
Yep.
3:11 p.m. is the 911th minute of the
Which
day.
is quite incredible. And then you've got 3 times 11 is 33, 9 times 11 is 99. And then 3 times 30.
Slow down. Say that once again.
So 3 times 11 is 33.
Correct.
And then 9 times 11 is 99.
Okay.
And then if you do 33 times 3, it's 99.
Okay.
It's just beautiful how the numbers sync. So people believe we live in a matrix, and obviously the matrix is made up of zeros and ones. And there'll be some element of truth. I think Satan, the god of this world, he understands numbers. He knows how they connect with God, which I'll try and break down a little bit later. And he's put us in this matrix that we're technically in, and the only way you can be released from it is through the truth, which is Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life. So the 9/11 connection is COVID, or coronavirus, was declared a global pandemic 3/11/2020.